Hi, I'm Joanne Donoghue. I'm the Director of Clinical Research here at NYITCOM. This is my 24th year at NYITCOM, so some of you might remember me. Although clinical research was impacted by the pandemic, we actually did really quite well throughout the pandemic, and we have a lot of exciting things going on. So our first project that I'm going to talk about is from our Parkinsons Disease Center, which has been around for 20 plus years. Most of you are probably aware of it. It's run by Dr. Adina Leader. We actually collaborated with Rutgers University, and we were funded with an R15 grant. And this grant, what we looked at was virtual reality with Parkinson's disease. So we took our Parkinson's disease patients and we put them on a cycloergometer and we fully immersed them in a virtual environment. And then we took them in a semi-immersed environment, and we just wanted to see if we can increase their speed, increase their intensity, and overall their enjoyment of being on a cycle. We were held up with the pandemic with this project, but we are halfway through collecting data, and we're really excited because we have another year to go with this project. Our second center is our EDS Center, and that's run by Dr. Bernadette Riley. So our Ellis-Danlos Center, we were funded by the Marfan Foundation. We are coming close to an end on this one. This was a 2-year grant that we received $100,000 for. And what we looked at is gastrointestinal symptoms in this population. This is a very young population typically. And what we wanted to see was how that impacted on their bone mineral density, their lean body mass, body fat percentage, visceral fat, and their resting metabolic rate. So we used our metabolic cart to collect resting metabolic rate. You could see it in the image there, the person sitting under the hood. That's really the gold standard for measuring resting metabolic rate. And then of course we have our DEXA machine that we use for this study. And I'm excited hopefully next year that I can give you the results of this study. But most excitingly for me is our eSport Medicine and Research Department. So we started eSports 3 years ago and Dr. Ballantyne brought it to our attention. For those of you who don't know what eSports is, I'm going to preface this. I always have to preface eSports research because if you're a gamer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're not a gamer, I will explain to you a little bit about it. It's video gaming. It's electronic video gaming on a very competitive level. On a professional level, they sell out arenas. They sell out Madison Square Garden. They sell out the Staples Center. More people watch the finals of League of Legends than they did for the World Series. It's $1 billion industry, and last year it increased by 50%, most likely because of the pandemic. But now on ESPN, you can even watch esports. And most of us think of it as sitting around and playing video games, but on a competitive level, it actually is very strenuous. It's like playing a master level of chess while moving at 300 rapid moves per minute. In the academic world and in the collegiate world, if you look on the table, you could see when we broke into it in 2018 that there was only about 62 colleges that had teams on campuses, and now that number's grown way over 160. And students can get scholarships for this, but NYIT is by far at the forefront of esports research. If you look at this chart here on the left, that's the average number of articles you'll see in research in your traditional sports, tennis, football, soccer. And then you see esports. And if you were to do this on esports, there's only about 65 articles on esports. That is rapidly growing. That could change by the time this video comes out. But Esports Health, there's 22 articles. NYIT has 30% of those articles. If you ask any school that has an esport team that's looking at research, our name is by far number one. The countries you see on this list are all countries that we have collaborated with or spoken at conferences with. We are known globally for our research in esport and esport health. What that's led to is we have been featured on Doctors Radio, which is the NYU Langone station that they run on XM Radio. We have been on NPR News for it. We have been noted in the Washington Times. We have been on Freakonomics Radio for it. Dr. Zweibel speaks all over the country about it. Dr. Ballantyne is currently editing a book with me with Human Kinetics on this. We're also lead editors on new journals coming out in esports. And more exciting is that we're actually partnering with companies such as General Electric, who is actually giving us updated software to test on esport players. And we are partnering currently with Fanatic. Fanatic is the Nike brand of esports. They're an international apparel company. And Dell Technologies has also been supporting us because a lot of people who play esports, especially in college, they go into the STEM programs. And we've also been contacted by numerous gaming chair companies to help with biomechanics and design of chairs. So this has been really, really exciting. Probably the most exciting thing I've been involved with in the 24 years here at NYIT. And these are just some of the publications that we've done. And hopefully next year I can give you some updates on our partnerships and the rest of these projects. Thank you so much. Feel free to email me with any research questions. Enjoy OMED, and hopefully I'll get to see everybody in person next year.